Hello Harley, how are we doing? Yes, it is crap, Harley. Oh, it has been crap anyway, it's not so bad at the moment. It has been pretty rubbish. I've just been up the main line towards I've been at that Outback loop, you know, near Lancaster, but there's been a right lot of traffic, you know what I mean? So I've manoeuvred, you know. I'd come here for an hour or two, see what gives, you know what I mean? Yeah, I bet you have. You've been working in this weather. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I'd have a change of location today, and I went up there to this, and the weather was just horrendous. You know, it was just clouding up my phone lens all the time, and oh god, I can do without this. And plus there weren't a lot of traffic, you know, which were a bit disappointing. So I'll come here for a couple of hours. I've just driven back down to M6 from Lancaster. I'll come here and see what's happening. Hello, dear S613, how are we doing? How's it going? Don't forget, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up. You don't have to, you don't want to, I'm not that bothered. I won't cry. Hello Heather, how are we doing? Sorry, I didn't spot you there in chat. With all the Harleys and H's, I didn't just see you hiding in there amongst all the people with a name beginning with H. How's it going, Heather? Hey Heather, how's the weather? It's been bloody awful here. How's the new job, Heather? Yeah, weather's beautiful. Yeah, Senga sent me a photograph of up her way, and it were like summertime, blue skies and everything. I couldn't believe it. So you've had a good day then at your new job. That's good. And you're home already. Them are good hours. That's what you want. Always remember a saying, you work to live, you don't live to work. Yeah, that's what you want. Just somewhere you can just trot round to, even within walking distance. That's brilliant. Back home again. Superb. Is that every day, that, Heather, or is it certain days? That's what you want. Came home on my lunch break and threw on a wash. Excellent. Blooming heck, yeah, you can nip home, can't you? Dinner time, no need to take anything with you, yeah. Never thought of that. 5 out of 7 days, alright, it's full time then. Hopefully it'll suit you just, pardon me, hopefully it'll suit you just fine. Certainly them hours are good, sound good. Taking all the people are okay that you work with. To be fair, it's not cold here, it's just been that horrible rain, the right fine rain that seems to drench you through more than anything, you know. Like I say, I went up towards, I went up Lancaster where I were earlier on, and it was just fogging camera up all the time. But the hours might change once the kitchen is built. People aren't great, and most of them are from where I grew up, so I know a lot of them. Excellent. Oh, that's good. Well, as long as you're happy, that's the main thing. You know, that because you spend a hell of a lot of your life at work, so you know you've got to be happy at work. That is for sure. Spend a third of your life there. Hello, Victor. I'm sorry, no, I don't speak Polish, I'm afraid, but welcome anyway. All right, Heather knows a bit of Polish. You make moderator. Yeah, of course. I can't spell it right, but I know how to say it. Yeah, well, I don't know any Polish. In fact, I don't know any foreign languages, full stop. And yet, when I was at school, I got a certificate for French, and I can't speak a word of French. Because my mum gave me a certificate a couple of years back. She says, "Here, I found this certificate for me speaking French." And I thought, blimey, I don't remember even speaking a word of French. I can just about perhaps do one to five and a few days a week, and that's about it. You know what I mean? Hello, Maria the Hedgehog. How we doing? Yeah, I don't know any French, so I don't know how I managed to achieve a certificate when I was at school. But I did. And I won't mind, I don't think they do language now at primary school, because it was primary school, not secondary. Primary school. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? You learn stuff at school and you forget all about it. I can speak days a week in German, and I can probably do 1 to 5 in German. And I can probably say most days a week in French, and 1 to 5 in French, and that's about it. But when I was at primary school, they used to do language at primary school. And that's where I got my certificate, but I don't remember doing it. I want to see a mixed freight. Yeah, well, you might be lucky. You just never know. But, yeah. No, I don't know any languages, really. I always said I'd like to learn Spanish, because that's probably the main place I've ever been on holiday, Spain, you know what I mean? Just for the sake of being able to talk to folk in their own language, you know. Hello, Dr. A320. Where is this? This is in the United Kingdom on the West Coast Main Line near the city of Preston. I can tell that we will have, there is some freight due for whoever asks for freight. It won't be for another. Hello, Walter. How are we doing? How's it going? How's life in Claytonley Woods? Not far from me. How's it going, Walter? Oh yeah, we got lots of Avantis coming through here. Very low. I've just come from up near Lancaster. I've been at Lancaster for a couple of hours, but it was just a bit too quiet. You know, there was less traffic there than what there is here. You know. So I just did a couple of hours, and then I gave up. I thought, there is a slight wait for the freight. Yeah. What was that train that just went through, Ever? Do you know what it were? No, I don't work on the railway. I'm afraid. I hope. Pendolino, correct. That's it, Ever. You've got it. That's what it were. You know your trains. And you've seen trains that I haven't seen. That Class 3000 going over that bridge. I've never seen one of them in real life. So you're one up on me there. I think tonight I'm going to have a Bacardi and piano night. I used to love the Virgin Pendolinos, yeah. Yes, for sure. Yeah, I was up near Colgate, that's right. Well, Walter, yeah, were our the place I were at, which were only a little tiny place. It was called Eller, Eller, and it was just come off at junction 33, then go up the A6 for about a mile, and it were, hello, Hazy, how we doing? Yeah, boy. It was just off the junction 33, and then go up the A6 for about a mile, and it were just like a little, it were like it were a network rail yard, and I parked against the fence, but it was so drizzly with rain, it were smoking camera up all the time. Yeah, boy. Have you come down south on the West Coast Main Line, 2 trains? No, I've driven. I drove in my car. I jumped back. I went up the M6 in my car and then drove back down again. It's only about 45 minutes from here. But I've never been to that spot before, but good viewing spot if you were going up just to get something specific, but to it's no good for just live streaming from, because it were a bit quiet, because obviously you lose all the trains that are just going to Preston or through Preston to Blackpool or to Blackburn and stuff. So all you've really got at that spot is Transpennine and Avanti and nothing else really. So it's a bit of a, it is a good photo spot, especially if there were like a steam engine coming. It's a brilliant location. Yeah, I forgot what it was called. Something, I think it's called Five Ashes Lane, I think it was called. First time I've ever been, but like you say, it's good for a photo shot, good for taking photos, definitely. Because you get a right long view of the track and the corner as well. Yeah. I will go again there, but on a nicer, sunnier day then, because I couldn't zoom up to the corner, you see. I didn't want, if you'd noticed the live stream, I had a lot of all the plants and the foliage in at the bottom of the screen. And that was because I couldn't use my zoom, because when I used my zoom, the raindrops that were landing on the lens were interfering with the zoom, you see. So I was a bit snookered. If it had been a sunny day, I would have probably stayed a bit longer, because I would have got a better view. But as soon as you start using zoom, it doesn't go well with rain. You know what I mean? And so it was a problem. You know. But I'm going to start doing some different locations. There's no doubt about it. And doing a bit of some other things, obviously railway related. I fancy going to East Coast, on the East Coast main line, but it's just finding that good location. Like for photographing, you can go anywhere, but if you're live streaming, you need somewhere where you can fix your camera, get a good view, and be able to park, you know what I mean, all in the same place, because obviously, I have a lead that runs the camera to power it, you know what I mean, to keep the power up, because you only get about 2 hours, 2.5 hours from a charge, whereas I just plug a lead into it. I've got a 5 meter, lining lead. Hello, Maria the Hedgehog. One day they had a CSX up this rail line. Hello, Alex Trains. How are we doing? Yeah, boy. Yeah, much better. I made the mistake of sitting down after work. Now I can't get up. Yeah, I made that mistake often, Heather. Problem is, I go and lie on bed and put projector on, and then I end up starting watching a film and then falling asleep. I watched a film last night. It really bugged me. It did. It were called Final Approach. It were, and it were like a terrorist sort of style film. You know, typical plane drama, terrorist bomb on board, all that sort of business. It was on YouTube, and I watched it for an hour and a half, and then it said to be continued, and I only watched part one. I didn't realise it were two parts, and I couldn't find part two anywhere. I was fuming. Absolutely livid, I were. I switched protector off and threw it remote. Yeah. To be continued. We're on YouTube Movies. You know, they have a YouTube has a page called YouTube Movies, and there's loads that are split into two halves for whatever reason. You know, part one, part two. And I scrolled up and down the list, and I couldn't find part two. I'm looking, just checked in, looking towards the south. No, I'm looking towards the north, John. I'm facing north. You can't see it, but there's the branch line going on the East Lancs line to the right, and then the four lines are going on the left. The four lines on the left are going to Preston. You can actually see me on Google Earth. If you look on my community page, whatever you call it, community tabs, I'm actually on Google Earth on this bridge. I'm famous. I'm actually on Google Earth. Yeah, Peaky Blinders. Oh, that'll be good, Heather. Yeah, I like that. One of my favourites, that Peaky Blinders and that police one that we done in Belfast. I forgot what it's called. Oh, Blue Lights. That'd be good as well. Hello, Domingo from Portugal. How are we doing? How's life in Portugal? Obviously, lovely weather, I bet. Usually is. It's very rare there's bad weather in Portugal. Yeah. There goes Heather's favourite train. It's one of the best. I've never watched that Sopranos. I keep meaning to watch it. That keep hearing a lot about it. In fact, there's loads of things I haven't watched that people tell me about, and I never flipping watch them. Forget. Pendolino. Hello, Tommy. How we doing? Yeah, I've moved location. I'm back in my usual spot now. I did a couple of hours in that other spot. I think it were. So I've come back to the usual spot. I thought I'll do a couple of hours here before I go home. There's hardly anybody watching this. Only 12 people watching it. Oh, fire. But I thought I'd just do till about, probably till 5:30, 6ish, until it goes dark, and then I'll bog off. I'll have to go to Sainsbury's actually and pick up a few odds and sods, since I've not heard anything off my delivery woman that's just disappeared off the face of the earth. And I don't know if Hazy's still in chat, but if you are Hazy, if you can hear me, I've been trying to contact my laddo about the television, you know, the TV. And in fact, I'll try and ring him right this minute again. I tried early on this morning, and it just went to answer phone.
This person's phone is switched off. Please try later or send a text.
I'm going to send him a text. Well, I've already sent him one text. 45 in 24 likes. Yeah. Right, 3, 2, 1. I'm up and off to get out of my uniform. Everybody have to wear a uniform. Hello, Tutti Watra. I'm struggling to say him. Tuato Watan, is it? How's it going? Yeah, I keep ringing him, Hazy, and he's just not responding. What I'm going to do when I get home, because his best mate, Ian, I'm going to ring his mate, Ian, and get him to contact him for me, just on the off chance that he's changed his number or something weird. But because I still have his bank details in me, in my online banking app, so all I know him as is Italian Tony. So I'll get his mate Ian to contact him and get him to ring me up, because obviously he has to ring me up to tell me how much it is. I'm sure it was 45 quid last time I did it, because there's quite a few come up for renewal in February. But I'm sure it's about 45, something like that. If you go East Coast, keep travelling east after Harrogate, and you go over the East Coast, the south of the Sidings Hotel. They fly through there. Yeah, I'm going to have a look on Google Maps when I get home tonight to see if I can find a good location, because the problem is I need to be able to park, you see. I can't rig the camera up and stand there for 3 hours, you know what I mean? Like now, I'm sat in my car and camera's bolted to railings right outside of me. So, it needs to be somewhere like that, because, you can't stand there, especially if weather's rubbish. But, yeah, so you go through Harrogate, and it's called I'll remember that. Oops, Jesus. Keep travelling. Keep travelling after Harrogate. Yep, I know where that is, Harrogate. Been many times. The Sidings Hotel, right. I'll have a look at that, because Harrogate's doesn't take me long to get to Harrogate. It's only about an hour for me to get to Harrogate, just up M65 and then over at Blubber Houses. I used to go to a place northeast called catch you later, Heather. Place called Newton Aycliffe, and I used to go over that way, over at Blubber Houses, through is it Ripon, onto A1, and then up to Newton Aycliffe. But I'm on it right now. I'm looking on Google Maps now on my phone. Sardines Hotel, Harrogate. I found it. Found it. Yeah, you go through Harrogate. Harrogate's Knaresborough, and it's there. It's just, well, it's basically on the outskirts of York. It's near Skelton. Where was your new formula? Is it far? Yeah, it is. It's much further north, Tommy. Probably about, well, I don't know how many miles it is north, but it was much further north. It were. Yeah, I found that that hotel, Sardines Hotel. There's a bridge nearby. I'll have a look when I get up. I'll have a look. It's Shipton in being. Yeah, I found it. I'm looking at it now on Google Maps. It looks like there's a road that goes right. Right, looks like there's a road that runs parallel with railway, actually. Just trying to see if there's any parking spots on it. Shipton in Borough, yeah. I'll have a look when I get home tonight on proper big screen. I'll add that one up. Yeah, that where I went earlier, Tommy, was a place called Sorry, in Ireland then. Londonderry come. I didn't know there was a place called Londonderry in England. It was I don't know where I were, to be honest with you. I'm just not finding it now. Oh, there. Yeah, the place I was at was called Eller, I think it was called, the place. Funny name, Eller. 5 Ashes Lane, Outback. It was right next to Lancaster University Sports Centre. Hello, Becky Palmer, how are we doing? Yeah, that's where I were earlier on, Tommy. 5 Ashes Lane, Outback, Scotford Road. Not far from Lancaster, literally 10-minute drive south of Lancaster. Excellent, glad to hear it, Becky. How's that dog doing? Are you the one with the dog? The Labrador, not Labrador, the cockapoo. Is it a cockapoo or a Labradoodle? Something like that, isn't it? Outback, Outback it's called. Not yeah, Outback. Because the actual it's got a name, the village, called something like Eller or something. It's just part. If you go through a place called Colgate, it's about half a mile further on from Colgate. This is the United Kingdom, Benjamin. The United Kingdom. Hello, Jolan. Yes, I'm fine, thanks. Let's see what's due. Let's see if there's anything coming on. Anything appearing soon. Somebody were asking me if there's a freight train coming. Well, there is one going to pass any second. Here it is. Oh, it's a light engine. No, it's not. There it is. The quarry train is here. Yes, UK. It is the UK, yes. I and my brother stayed at Sidings Hut, Veranda 3, feet from the railway. 30-second walk to the bar. Oh, God, you can't beat that. So that's in that hotel, is it? You stayed the night, and there's like a veranda you can sit on. Oh, well, that's good, isn't it? That'd be my ideal scenario, that. Just sit there at the bar and leave my camera live streaming. That's perfect. Hello, Tap Tank. That lead locomotive was a Class 66, a GBRF Class 66. At least, well, I think it was a GBRF. I didn't actually take that much notice, but I'm pretty sure it would have been. Hello, Bruce. How we doing? Bruce Hoffman. Bruce Leroy Hoffman. How's it going? A shed. Correct. That's what it were. Tap tank. A shed. Usually I know. Sheds 68s and 88s and the occasional 90. That's all you see now here. Because the 60s have been retired, haven't they? It used to be a 60 on that one, on the quarry train, but they've all been retired off now, so that's the end of them. After quite a short lifespan. There is another freight train due, I'm sure of it, at this time of day. Maybe not. There should be something else. Should be another 2 yet. The log trains. Sorry, no, we've got the engineers trains next, which will be about 20 minutes away. And then after that it'll be the log train, and also there is some coming up north, coming from down south. I don't know what that is. The engineers will be another 66. The log train will be a 70. And there is something coming from down south, but I just can't find it yet on the diagram. It's not near enough. See if I can find it on timetable. Oh no, it's not one. C4th to Moss End, it's been cancelled. So we've got the engineers train, that's about 28 minutes past. And then probably the log train. Yep, that's at 5 o'clock. And just the usual passenger trains in between. Where is the nearest station from here? The nearest station to here. Well, I'm right between two stations. I'm Preston or Leyland. Oh, in fact, no, actually, the nearest physical nearest station is called Lostock Hall. Lostock Hall. But if you look on Google Earth, you can actually see me because my car's on Google Earth. Earlier, when I was bringing home my breakfast rolls, stopped up on the bridge waiting for the signal. There's an Irish rail engine all in the ballast wagons. Would have made a nice picture to send. Yeah, it would have done, Tommy. I watch quite a lot of Irish railway things because their engines, their locomotives look very similar to what we used to have as class 25s and stuff. But yeah, they always remind me a bit of not some maybe 20 class 25s, that kind of size. Old railway carriages. The sleeping room. We did 2 nights. It was a while ago. Saw our first GB 66. Excellent. Right, old railway carriages. Hello, Ananta Sakia. How are we doing? Ananta Sakia. How's it going? Tractor on the motorway. Oh, I never saw that, Tommy. It's all very quiet, that's for sure. What is it? Is it 3rd of March today? God, it isn't 2nd of March. Bloody hell. That's not allowed over here. No, I don't think it's allowed over here, Tommy, to be honest with you. Don't think they're allowed here on motorway tractors. No, I don't think they are. To be honest, now I'm thinking about it, I don't ever recall ever seeing a tractor on the motorway. And to be fair, some of them tractors we have now are pretty fast. They're not like they used to be. Not like little old Nuffields chugging around. They're bloody big things, but I'm pretty sure they're not allowed on our motorways either. But I won't swear to that. But I just don't recall ever seeing one. No, that's just a normal road, that, Tommy. That's just a normal road. The motorway runs parallel with the railway. That's just a normal road. It takes you down to well, if you carried on down it, it takes you the back way past Preston and over the river and round by oh God, what's the place called? Where the British Aerospace is, where not Samsbury, what the hell's it called? It's gone out of my head, I can't think what it's called. But Wharton and all that lot. Is it Wharton? Where the airport is for the military airport and all that lot. And then you carry on down, it takes you into like Lytham and all that business. So that is like what they used to call the old road to Blackpool. But if you went from right to left, you'd end up at the big roundabout where Leyland Trucks is. And if you went left to right, it'd take you to the end of the M65 motorway. And here comes the train going to Manchester Airport. That's a Class 195 for anybody that's interested. Well then, what was the front point of having this conversation for the last 5 minutes? Because then, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't realise you were implying that there were a tractor on this bridge here. I didn't grasp that. I didn't actually know what you're on about. Yeah, that's just a normal air road, is that? I forgot what it's called, that road. I should know, but I can't remember what it's called. Can't remember. I think it might be called Farrington Road. Yeah, my nearest station to here, Steve, is Lostock Hall. I think they're allowed without trailers and I've closed around the cab. Could be, Walter, could be. I'm just not 100% sure. I just can't recall ever seeing one on motorway, but to be honest with you, it's not something that's in my mind. I mean, I noticed today there were a road sweeper crawling along. He weren't sweeping, but he weren't going fast either. But and you see these cranes as well. Some of them travel quite slowly on motorway. Hello, Hard Rule Sloth. How are we doing? You work the signals? No, I don't work any signals. Somebody in a room with a few knobs and dials and buttons will be running these signals, probably hundreds of miles away. Probably in Rugby or somewhere like that. Hello, Phil Morris, how are we doing? Is the road you are thinking of crossed? Could be, could well be. I was thinking I was thinking Farrington, but you're probably right there. Croston Road, that probably is what it's called, Croston Road. You know, because if you carry on down it, it takes you to that big roundabout. Well, there's two roundabouts close together. And one of them you can go into Leyland Truck, so you can turn right and sort of go into sort of Bamber Bridge-ish area. I don't know what it's called, that area, to be honest with you. Or you go straight through and it takes you to another roundabout with the new recycling centre just before it, where that tank is. There's a flipping big tank on roundabout. You know, an ex-military tank on roundabout, isn't there? Hello, model train boy. And you can turn left there into Leyland, or turn right and go down the back road that brings you out on in Ashton on Ribble and all that lot. And if you carry on along, it takes you through to you know, to Lytham and all that lot, and the BAE factory at the airport. What the hell's it called, that airport where BAE is? I just can't think what it's called. It's gone out of my head. I keep want to say Wharton, but am I wrong with that? I can't remember. You know, the military airport where BAE Systems is. What is that area called? I think it is Wharton. I think. Got me looking at Google Maps now. Can't think what it's called, that area. Yeah, it is. It's Wharton. All right. Wharton Aerodrome, BAE Systems. Wharton. Yeah. If you look on Google Maps, where I am here, you can actually see my car on Google Maps. It's funny, if you look on Google Maps, you can see my car, but if you look on Apple Maps, you can see a guy in his white car, and that white car is actually parked here now as I'm talking. Bizarre. Same car, a white Seat. The other end is the bottom of Golden Hill Lane. Yeah, I know where Golden Hill Lane is. I used to go to I used to deliver to a place on Golden Hill Lane. What were they called? Builders Merchants. C.W. Berry, they're called. on Golden Mill Lane. I used to deliver there. Yeah, if you carry on down and then hook a left into Leyland, it brings you out at the roundabout at bottom of Golden Hill, where you can either go straight through, or take a left up Golden Hill, or take a right into Moss Side, where the big test track is. The old Leyland Trucks test track. Amazing, that test track, and yet doesn't seem to do much. Doesn't seem to do anything nowadays, but yet you can still see it on Google Maps. It's a different firm now that owns it. I forgot what they're called. And they basically they test engines and cars to do, these new cars. These when you see where they make them, and they put all that sort of like funny polythene on them so you can't identify them. Because I used to take stuff in there, I used to deliver stuff there, and they always guy used to come and get it, ask you to hand over any photographic devices you may have. Hello, Spotter Duel. Yeah, you had to hand over any photographic devices before you went in. Very interesting place to go to. And that they use that test track, the old Leyland Trucks test track. And it looks like they've actually redeveloped it now. Might not be there now. Just looking on Google Earth. Could be gone now. The test track. I've been around there for years. Because it used to have bridges and tunnels and stuff in it. It's gone. You see slight bits of evidence of it remaining, but... Hello, Herv Arcella. Good afternoon, sir. I came just when a train came and go through my screen to welcome you. Yes, I'm fine, thank you. And there's another train. Soon we'll have the engineers train, or we should have. Just check out, see where it is. Yep, it's on its way. Should be here in a few moments. 3 trains in a minute. We're lucky, yes. There's going to be another one shortly. There's a freight train coming. And it's going to be appearing from the sidings on the right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised that test track's gone. It's only just recently been demolished, because I looked not long ago and it was still there, visible on Google Earth. And when I used to deliver there, it was still there because you could see it, the entrance into the test track. But it looks like it's gone now. But I used to go there a lot, that firm, and there used to be loads of car engines bolted to tables, you know, bolted with steel to tables and just left running 24/7. Car engines, you know what I mean, just running permanently around the clock. Very strange. Well, not strange, obviously they were testing them, but you know. No, GWR, that's down south. I'm in the northwest. This is the West Coast Main Line. GWR is down south. It runs from London down to the southwest. Is it southwest? Yeah, southwest. Great Western Railway. I'm on the West Coast Main Line that runs from London Euston to Glasgow and Edinburgh. Hello, Dave Shaw. How are we doing? How's it going, Dave? Okay, from King's Cross to Edinburgh. That's no King's Cross to Edinburgh. That's East Coast Main Line, is that? East Coast does King's Cross to Edinburgh. West Coast does Euston to Glasgow, but does also run into Edinburgh as well, does the West Coast. You know, there is a junction at I think it's at Carstairs, and it goes up to Edinburgh. Some trains do go to Edinburgh, and some go to, but to be honest, I think it's more Transpennine that go into Edinburgh than anybody else. But it's East Coast Railways that run out of King's Cross. Yeah, you imagine, you look to the map of the UK, you've got two main lines. One's on the right hand side, that's the East Coast, and one goes up the left hand side, the West Coast. Well, that's where I am, on the West Coast one. But I do plan on doing a live stream from East Coast. We were only talking about it about half an hour ago. Goes past every hour at the same time, that train, to Blackpool, and it always goes past slowly. I don't know why, but there's obviously a reason for it. The 5th. Always creeps past. Hello. Adelia, how are we doing? Adelia Shirk. I'm not sure how you pronounce your name, but hello and welcome. At any moment now, we should get the engineers train. It's waiting at the signal just round the corner on that right-hand branch line. This will almost certainly be a Class 66. Without a doubt. It'll be a blue DRS Class 66. It'll be 66433. And it's even got a name as this. Is called the Carlisle Signal Box. Strange name, but there you go. That's going to appear any second. If you look at them points on the left of the screen, the first track on the left of the screen, you'll see a set of points. When they switch, you know it's coming. They're in France, excellent. Nantes train line. 25 kilometres from Cognac. Alright, excellent. Usually hear them points switch actually. I just roll back a little bit. Should be able to see them. Oh, they're switched, so it's going to be here any minute, any second now. The points are switched. They're set to branch line, so it's going to appear very, very soon as the engineer's train. Pardon me. And here it is. Yes, correct. That was a class 66. Hello, Danielle. How are you doing? Hello, Scott Bellagio. How's it going? I guess I missed my train. I'm late again, yes. Plenty more. There'll be some more to come yet. talking easy on Hitchford. Little Heck, where the main line starts to climb towards York. Pass under, well busy there, lots of movement. Yeah, that's what I want. You want somewhere where it's busy. Little Heck. I'll have a look at that. I've heard of that before, Little Heck. Very noisy birds today, I know that much. Yep, the log train is approaching, 6J37, 7812, Coreless Rail. That'll be probably the last train we'll see today here. It's currently just gone through Pleasington Station. East of Nottingley, Kellingley, about a mile after crossing the A19 road. Right, I'll investigate that one, Walter. Without a doubt. Hello, Shiva Kumar. How are we doing? Hello, Marie Novota. How are we doing? Novotna. How are we doing? Bad Magan. Bald Magan. I don't know what you mean there, Shiva, you have to talk in English there, I don't understand. Marina Vodda. Hello Jackie, how are we doing? I hope you're well, keeping well. I'm not feeling too good again. I've got a chest infection once again. Oh dear Jackie. Keep warm, stay indoors. That's the best way for that. For sure. How's Lee doing? Is he alright? No doubt he's tinkering around in the loft. Lots of good spots around that area. Milford Junction, Gascoigne Wood and Cotton Junction, etc. Yeah, I'm going to have a look tonight when I get home. Well, try when I get on Google Earth and have a look. So it doesn't take me that long to get that way. You know, it's probably certainly within a couple of hours because I can get to Harrogate in just over an hour. You know, I just go over A59, Blubber Houses, and it doesn't take me long. It's not that long ago. I went to Harrogate a few months back. I took my brother to pick up a car that he bought from a garage in Harrogate. It didn't take us long to get there. So yeah, I'll have a look over that way. I'll have do a bit of research tonight. But I am doing another different video. I'm doing two different videos which I'm currently doing bits and bobs on, but they're going to take me a bit of time yet. One of them's turning out to be a bit more complex than I thought it would have been. You know, it's like more of a it's railway, but history as well, you know what I mean? I tried to make it a bit more interesting for the viewer, rather than just a live stream of trains passing. You know, a bit of yesteryear's railway, if you get me drift, but accessing the places where I want to go is proving to be a bit of a challenge at the moment, because a lot of the places that used to be are now private residences and stuff like that. So it's making it a little bit harder for what I wanted to do. I've got a map, you know what I mean? I've sort of made a map of where I need to go and film, but access is becoming a bit of a problem to certain places where I want to go. So I'm actually thinking, I'm getting to a point where I'm actually thinking I'm going to have to actually knock on somebody's door and say, would you mind me filming a bit of your house and your garden? You know? Oh, exactly. Probably not so bad, but you just don't know, do you? But I've got like 5 different locations I need to go to. I've done a couple of them. I've done 2 or 3 of them. But I've still got about 4 or 5 outstanding. So, but I tend to save doing that for a Sunday when it's quiet. And then when I've done get it all together, and then I'll hello Natasha, how we doing? It's been a while. Yes. So when I finish that project, then I'll put that video up, but it's a while off yet, I'm afraid. I'm trying to make some longer format videos, you know, normal, what's the word, normal landscape long format videos. See how well they perform, sort of thing. It's been a while. Yes, I certainly do remember you, Natasha. I certainly do. You're the one who does the shopping for people in the afternoons and collects everybody's shopping. The online shopping person, yeah. I bet you got some nice weather there, haven't you, in Australia? Have you seen any wombats lately? I always think of wombats when I think of Australia. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Don't know why. As soon as you mention Australia, I always imagine wombats walking around people's gardens, but it's probably not true, is it? It still feels like summer. Excellent. Yeah, because it'll be getting cooler now, won't it, over there for you? But saying that, your cold weather is nothing like our cold weather, is it? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like people say New Zealand, they think of Kiwis, and they're so rare to see. It's unbelievable. You know, and yeah, I always imagine to be sort of wandering around everywhere, but they're not. Wombats in Australia, Kiwis in New Zealand. Coldest I've ever felt it is 4 degrees. Oh, it's pretty cold, is that? I mean, we go below freezing every now and then at winter. Not often now, not as much as we used to. You know, when I was young, when I was a kid, you know, we used to have it. It used to freeze for days and weeks on end. You know what I mean? Well, now it doesn't. Now it doesn't. You get an odd bit of frost in the morning, maybe for a day or two, and that's it. You know, you don't. Nothing like it used to be, where it stayed below freezing all day long for days. and pipes would freeze up and taps would freeze up and God knows what. I mean, to be fair though, people's houses are a lot warmer now, aren't they? We've got the motorbike clubs here. You know, people's houses are warmer now and everybody has double glazing and central heating, so times have changed. South Milford Station. South Milford Station, right. I need to start taking a note of these because I'm never going to remember all this. Just going to take a photo of this screen. And then when I get home, it'll remind me. Getting lots of passing freight from my... Oh, passion fruit. I thought it was passing freight. Getting lots of passion fruit from my vine this year, which is good. Excellent. Passion fruit, I've never had that. Don't even know what it looks like. I like to mix it in yogurt or ice cream. Oh yes, sounds lovely. I don't even know what a passion fruit is, but I'm just going to Google it now while I'm talking to you, then at least I understand what it looks like. Passion fruit. Fruit. Alright, yeah. Oh, I know, I've seen them. I know what one looks like now, yeah. Reminds me a bit like of a pomegranate inside. Yeah, I've seen them actually. I think we can buy them in our shops. Unless I'm getting it mixed up with something else. Passion fruit is rich in antioxidants, which are compounds that help neutralize harmful free radicals in the body. Ooh. Antioxidants, why am I struggling to say this word? Antioxidants play a vital role in keeping the body's systems healthy. Scientists know that the antioxidants improve blood flow, especially to the brain and nervous system, when eating passion fruit. There we go. So you're doing well there, Natasha, with your passion fruit. And it says you can eat it raw. It says just cut it in half and scoop out the pulp and crunchy seeds with a spoon and eat it directly, as the rind and the white pith are generally not eaten, though technically edible in small amounts. The edible interior offers a tangy, sweet and tart flavour, with the seeds adding to the texture. And the ripe, wrinkly fruit is typically a sweetener. I have been to Australia 20 years ago because I've got family on my dad's side. Excellent. I get a lot. I sell them for $1 each. Right. Oh, that's good. Passion fruit is high in fibre. High in fibre and natural sugars. If eaten in large amounts, especially if your diet lacks fibre, but also from potential allergies, blah, 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 blah. I've never been there. I've never been to Australia, New Zealand. I've never been anywhere further than what's furthest I've been away. I think if you're actually measuring distance, Canary Islands, which I know is Spain, but it's nowhere near Spain. In essence, it's more Africa, isn't it? But it's Spanish territory. But I think that's farthest I've been away. Just over 4-hour flight. Australia, crikey, that's a hell of a flight. Passion fruit promotes a healthy gut microbiome. The soluble fibre in passion fruit also acts as a prebiotic, feeding beneficial gut bacteria and improving digestion. Now there we go. Well, there we go. We know all about passion fruit now. For sure. There is a log train waiting just round that corner to show its face. But the points are still set to main line, so I know it's not coming yet. You can see the points on the left hand side of the picture, just behind that first steel pillar. And they're definitely in main line mode at the moment, because there'll be a Pendolino coming. It should be, there is as well, one M15. It might actually be a northern that, but nope, it's a Pendolino coming. And then as soon as that clears, then the log train will be released. A bit chilly now, the sun's gone down. I stroked a kangaroo. Excellent. They always look dead vicious to me, the kangaroos. Some of them are huge. Some big kangaroos. Hello, rail fan. Yes, it is correct. I help raise kangaroos and wallabies. Oh well. Wallabies, is that like a little kangaroo, a wallaby? What I want to know is there any wombats? Not wombats. I'm about to say wombat. Possums. They're called possums, aren't they? Not wombats. Possums. I always imagine possums wandering around people's gardens. Is that just totally untrue? My mum used to be a wildlife. My nan used to be a wildlife volunteer and we used to rescue the babies. Excellent. Am I in right country for possums, or have I got my countries mixed up? Is it a New Zealand animal? Had homemade pouches on all the doors and feed them bottles. Oh yeah, pouch, of course, yeah, for them to sleep in. And feed them bottles every few hours. Excellent. I've got ringtail possums in my roof. All right. Hellfire. Amazing. And they just hang out in your roof like, I've seen pictures of them. They're just like little animals with look like they've got quite vicious looking teeth, like a long snout with quite sharp looking teeth. Obviously they don't do any harm, I presume. Look it up. Ringtail possums growling. Naughty little buggers, are they? Oh, I've seen them. Well, they're not that small, are they? Make a first sound. Yeah. They get very vocal. Yeah, this one certainly is here. Blimey, they're quite big, aren't they? There's one here with loads of little possums on its back. Oof, there's one here getting right feisty. Here comes the log train. Hambleton Junction, just east off Milford Junction. The freight trains leave East Avenue to get to Gascoigne Wood. Tell you what, it is good to find these places. Upsea Rail Alice. Look at mine nearly every day. Right. So let me take a photograph of this screen. I can remember what you've typed for when I get home. Problem is, people tell me things, and by the time I get home, I've forgotten. But I just took a snapshot of that. It's called the OPC Rail Atlas. Right. I'll investigate. I shall investigate that one for sure. I have held a koala and got a photo of it. Excellent. I've never seen any of these animals other than on television. I may have seen a koala somewhere, but in a zoo or something maybe, but I don't know. Hello, Mubby Sandy Dylan. Mub San Dylan. Okay, catch you later, Natasha. 4 a.m. Yeah. Catch you later. I'm going to get going in a minute as well. There's nothing else much comes through here now. Log train's usually the last thing of any interest. There's plenty of freight, but it don't come through until 9:30 onwards. In order to get it, you have to go to the station as well. You can't film it from up here because obviously it's pitch black. But good footage. I'm a points fitter. Excellent. And also into fishing as well, I reckon. Monster carp. Oh yes. Funny, these points here that you can see on screen here, sometimes they have a funny do. I don't know what the hell goes on, but they did it the other day. I think it was last Wednesday. And they were a train due off the East Lancs line going onto the main line, so they open, the points open, and then they shut again. And then they opened again, and they did it about 4 times. Open, close, open, close, open, close. Then they stayed open, and the train come and they closed. But it's the first time I've ever seen them do that. It just kept opening and closing. I thought at first they'd malfunctioned or something. You know, it was weird. Danielle, Greek train. No, we're in the United Kingdom here. These are English trains. But it must have opened and closed about 4 times because you can hear it makes a sound. You know, it's quite a loudish sound that it makes. Like an electric motor sound or something. Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. I don't think she's been in chat today, or has she? No, she hasn't. She hasn't been in chat today, or has she? I can't remember, to be honest. Yeah, she's fine. She was on Saturday night. Well, everybody, I'm going to call it a do and go home. Well, I'm actually going to Sainsbury's. Pick up a few odds and sods. And then go home. So, thanks for watching. And I shall catch you all later on the next one. Bye, everybody. Catch you all later, folks. See you on the next one. Bye.